Do you imagine living at a time when you didn't have a flashlight on your cell phone, or you didn't have a battery light or headlight or whatever? All you had was just a little kerosene lanterns or a little pine pitch torch or something of that nature. And and everybody around you talking about ghosts and haunts and things like that. You get out at night and you're gonna start hearing things that's probably not there, seeing something, what little bit you can see. It just magnifies the whole situation. There's a tale told about this woman. They had some company in there one day, and they was talking about the graveyard above the house there. They'd been seeing some things happen there, and hearing noises, and just been seeing an older woman walking around, apparitions and different things. But that young girl, she was young at the time. It was her job of the evening. She had, she'd have to round the cow up and do the milking. Well, she'd hunted around for that cow down below the farm and everywhere and around. She wasn't finding it and wasn't hearing the bell on it ring any. And she called for it and hunted and went down to neighbors and up the branch and down the holler below her. She just wasn't finding that cow no more. And this whole time her mind was just running circles, and all she could think about was them old haints and stuff she'd been hearing them talk about all day. And she thought, well, I'm gonna have to go up there toward the cemetery and see if old June's wandered up that way. And so she took her lantern, and it was just about so dark you couldn't see, but it was just light enough you could see. And she started up there toward the cemetery, and she seen the old cow grazing right around the edge of it. Had a rock, like a rock fence around that cemetery, and she was just eating that young grass up around that fence. She said, "Here, June," she eased up there. The bell was going off of her, so had to explain why she couldn't hear her bobbling around. Anyway, she got the cow and got a lead on her. She seen two people that lived out from them over. They was up there walking, man and woman. And she started running toward them. She thought, well, I'll get up there with them. I ain't got to walk by myself. So she started running toward them. Well, they heard her. She's a hollering at them and stuff. Well, they looked back, seen her coming. Well, they just took off running from her. Well, she got afraid that, that they seen something following her, so they took off of getting it. And so she went to running hard behind them. She's going to catch up with them. Well, the harder she'd run from her, the harder she'd run toward them. She just forgot about the cow and left it go. And she run in plumb to their house, and they went in the house, and she ran right in the house behind them. And they went in there and got in. They was peeking around, and people in the house said, "What's going on?" And so something running us down from the cemetery. And what was really going on there, whenever she took to running behind that man and woman, so she wouldn't have to be by herself, well, they thought something was chasing her, so they took off running. But when they took off running from her, she thought they seen something chasing her, and she thought really there was something on her tail then, so they all just beelined it out of there. They was getting gone. And I guess living in that time and everything's dark and there wasn't no televisions and internet to play on, people just sit around and talk and tell booger stories. And I guess some of them to an extent was true, but more times than not, I guess their mind psyched them out, left them conjuring up these thoughts in their mind. But I always thought that was a funny tale, and I always got a good laugh out of it. Hope yins did too. But until next time, yins all have a good one. Hope the Lord blesses yins in every way.